Hello. Hello, hello, welcome. This is Your Yoga Life, and I'm Vivian Wolf, and we are going to do some Yin Yoga today for pelvic release in perimenopause and menopause. So, for this practice, it might be nice for you to gather up some props that might help you out for this practice. For a yin practice, I always like to have a couple of blankets, some blocks. If you have a bolster might be nice. If you don't have a bolster, then you can use a rolled up comforter. You can use a cushion off of your couch. Whatever is nice and firm and a little bit on the larger size, on the larger side. And we are going to get started in just a moment. I do want to say thank you to everyone who watches these videos. Thank you so much for taking this time, for following this channel, subscribing to this channel, for sharing classes out through email, through social media. They all really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. It really is wonderful here. In the comment section, I would love it if you would share with me your experiences with your pelvic health. If you shared what you thought of this class after we do it, of course, afterwards is better. Also, we just finished up the Mula Bandha challenge, and we're heading right into our yoga therapy for pelvic health workshop, and there's still some slots open for that. You can also catch the replay if you're not available for it. I believe there's a link in the description below. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, let's get on the mat. So we're just going to start right out with a little butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open wide. You're welcome to use blocks underneath your knees if you like. You'll want to scoot a little further up on your mat than I am right here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and scoot my mat up too, because we are going to transition out of this onto the back. And if we can minimize the amount of movement we have to do in between, that's better, right? So put some support underneath your knees or underneath your thighs, and then start to take the heart forward. Maybe you tuck your chin to your chest. We're going to stay here for about a minute or two. And so just find a variation that feels comfortable for you. If you do have a bolster, I'm going to grab my bolster here. If you do have a bolster, you can lay your bolster over your legs here and drape yourself over your bolster if that feels nice. Totally up to you. I'm going to put a blanket over it. You can always stack it up as much as you need to. We'll stay here just a little bit longer. Just keep breathing. Maybe your forehead is down. Maybe you put one ear down. I'll tell you when we're about halfway, so you can put your other ear down. And go ahead and put your other ear down if that feels good, turning the head to the other side. Good, good. Slowly start to lift the heart. Moving the bolster aside if you're using a bolster in the center. We want to keep our legs as close to how we have them. We want to keep them as still as possible. And then start to walk yourself back. Slowly bringing your spine down. Nice and easy here. Adjusting if you have to adjust so that we're in reclined bound angle here, reclined butterfly. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Gently sending the breath into the pelvis. We move slowly like this. It gives us an opportunity to notice areas of tension. Maybe start to breathe into those areas and start to release them. In the front of the pelvis, in the back of the sacrum, it's all connected. Gently use your hands to help those knees together. Move the blocks aside if it feels okay, and do a little windshield wiper of the knees side to side. Just loosening things up a little bit. And then if you want, you can tip over to one side, or you can just tuck your chin to your chest and rise up through center. We're going to make our way back up to a seated position. And this time we're going to take our legs out long, nice and wide. And again, you can bring support underneath. Sometimes I like to put rolled up towels or something underneath my knees as well, just to make sure I'm not hyperextending them. So that might feel nice for you if you like. And then once again, some support in the center. You can use bolster, you can use blocks, whatever feels good. And then just bring your fold forward, bring your forehead down. And we'll stay here for a few moments. We've got about 1 more minute, so if you've got one ear down, then turn it to the other side. And slowly lift the heart. Move your props aside. And keep the legs right where they are as you slowly take the upper body back and down. Take your time. Arms at the sides if that feels good, or you can put your hands on your pelvis. Whatever feels nicer. We'll stay here for about a minute. Beautiful, beautiful. Start to bring the legs together, bend the knees, walk the feet up, do a little windshield wiper of the knees side to side. Taking your time, reminding yourself that there is no hurry, there's no rush here. We're just enjoying our time. And the next thing we're going to do is a supported bridge pose. And for me, I want to use my bolster, so I have to get up and get it. But you're welcome to use a pile of blankets. You're welcome to use blocks if that feels better for you. I'll move this aside here. So coming onto the back, plant your feet and bring them close to the hips, in line with the hips here. And then when you're ready, just press into the feet, lift the pelvis up. Slide your support underneath the pelvis itself. So if you can feel the little bony protuberances on the top of your hips, you want to make sure that you have support for right underneath them. That's the way you can make sure that you're in this particular place. If you ever have like low back pain while you're doing this, then find something that's a little lower, a little softer. And you can stay here. Or if you like, you can stretch your legs out long. You can stretch one out, both out. I'll tell you what the halfway point. So if you want to switch, if you want to do one at a time and switch, you can do that. We are about halfway through, so if you have one leg extended, bring that leg back up and extend the other leg. You're also welcome to make adjustments. If stretching both legs out has become too intense, you can plant your feet. You can stretch the legs a little bit out, whatever feels good. And start to walk the feet up, one or both. Just make sure both feet are planted. We'll pause here just for a few rounds of breath. Good. And then if it feels okay, start to take your ankles over your hips. And again, we'll stay here for a little while in this waterfall pose. So if you want to do one leg at a time, you can. I'll tell you when we're at the halfway point. If you have just one leg in the air, then switch legs. And then very slowly start to bring your legs back down. Take your time. One more pause here in our supported bridge pose. And then press into the feet, lift the pelvis just enough to remove the support and slowly make your way down. Keep the feet planted. Pause here and just observe sensations in the body. Noticing the back of the pelvis and the front of the pelvis. Then pull that right knee in towards the chest. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So if you want to use support, have it on the left side of you here. I'm going to use this bolster again. Press into the left foot, shift the pelvis just an inch over to the right, and then tip over into your spinal twist, bringing that right knee over to the left side of the mat. Take your right arm out long, or keep the hands on the body if that feels better. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes. Breathing here. Maybe your nose points up at the ceiling. Maybe your nose points over to the right. Totally up to you. Again, keep the breath nice and full. Observing the sensations that are happening in your hips, your sacrum, your pelvis, even in your low back, your abdomen. It's all connected. Breathe into all of that region of your body. Slowly, slowly unravel. Come back onto the back. With both feet planted, shift the pelvis so that you feel aligned. Take a little pause here. And then move your support over to the other side here to prepare to do your spinal twist on the other side. And then when you're ready, pull that left knee in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Press into the right foot and shift the hips over to the left just an inch. And then tip on over into spinal twist, keeping the heart open to the ceiling. Taking that left arm out long if it feels okay, or maybe you keep the hand on the body. Making adjustments until you feel comfortable here and release all effort. Just let the body sink down and feel the sensations that are happening right now in your hips, your pelvis, your sacrum. All of it's related. We'll stay here for a couple of moments. And slowly make your way back onto the back. Take your time. We're going to move now into our final pose, our Shavasana. So feel free to make your way into a place of comfortable stillness. Maybe you use the supports underneath your knees. Maybe you keep your feet planted. Maybe you cover up with a blanket or cover your eyes with an eye pillow. Whatever you choose, make your final adjustments now to your body, to your clothes, to your props. Close your eyes and take a nice long deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Really give yourself this gift, this time of conscious relaxation. Allowing the body to release more and more stress and tension. Allowing the mind to release all stress and tension. Making way for peace and bliss. So let each exhale take you deeper into yourself, and I'll guide you back in just a few moments. Enjoy this Shavasana. You can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. And when you're ready to come back, start by bringing your awareness into your breath. Take a nice, long, deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Start to welcome the body back. Start with soft movements in your fingers and your toes. Letting the movement grow into the wrists and the ankles, arms and legs, shoulders and hips. Eventually making your way over to a little fetal position on one side or the other, doesn't matter which. Simply resting your head on your arm or on a pillow or blanket. When you feel ready, use your hands to help lift you up. Come into an easy seated position, bringing one foot in front of the other or crossing your legs. You're welcome to sit up on a blanket or a bolster if that feels nice. Let the hands rest on the legs or on the knees. Soften the gaze or close the eyes. Take just one more moment to check in and notice. Notice the sensations that are happening right now in your body. Notice your breath. Notice how you feel. Good. Good. Let's go ahead and close this session. Inhale, reach your hands high up into the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands together over the heart. And with our hands here, let's take one last deep breath in together. Exhale, just let it go. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. From my heart to yours. Peace. Thank you. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today, for watching this video, this Yin Yoga for pelvic release. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, do me a favor. Help me out with this YouTube algorithm thingamabobby that we got going on here. Like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And then the greatest thing you can do for me as a yoga teacher is to help me spread the word. So share this video out through email or through social media. There's a little share button right below here that will help you out with that. And if you want full-length classes, videos, workshops, courses, and private sessions, you can find all of that. You can work with me directly, interact, and you can find all of that by going to the link in the description below to my personal website, www.vivianwolfyoga.com. Until next time, I hope you take very, very good care of yourself.